Hey, homies, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a low carb spin on baked spaghetti. Instead of pasta noodles, we're going to be using these butternut squash spirals, this 6-cheese Italian shredded blend, ragouts, home style, thick and hearty with meat. This is low in carbs. We have a wide array of dry ingredients. Of course, we have to have some Italian seasoning and some Sazon tropical. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm starting off with preheating my oven at 375. I have some organic 100% grass-fed ground beef that I'm going to go ahead and brown with some of my infused cooking oil. This one is garlic. You can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil, whatever oil you would like. Figured that this would add a good flavor dimension to the dish. So let's get going with our meat. All right, so we're gonna season our ground beef once we add it to the pan. So this is just some granulated garlic, and this is 2 tablespoons. There goes my oven. It's ready for the party. All right, so next we're gonna move on to some onion powder. Let's do about a tablespoon because I am gonna add a little bit of fresh onion. So let's do a tablespoon of onion powder. Now next we're going to add in our Italian seasoning. I love the McCormick's brand because it has a very dominating taste. I'm gonna just go ahead and do 2 teaspoons. As we taste, I'll see if I need to add any more. So just 2 teaspoons is gonna go in there with our onion and garlic powder. Dried parsley flakes, I added in 2 teaspoons. So that is basic. And then, of course, like I said, we're going to use 1 Sazon tropical packet. But that's our dry ingredients. So let's go ahead. Our oil is heated through. I've rinsed my meat off, and I'm going to go ahead and place it into the pan. Okay, so our ground beef. I'm going to add in just some of the ingredients because I want to go ahead and chop the meat up a little bit, let it work around in the pan, and then I'll add the rest. Okay, so we can go ahead and add a little bit more of our seasoning. I'm going to use my wooden spoon to go ahead and work that around. Okay, so that is getting there. I'm gonna use 1/4 of a medium-sized yellow onion, and I'm just gonna do a rough dice and add that in there, as well as a squeeze of diced garlic. I'll show you the one that I use. Okay, so this is the garlic that I use. Just gonna add a couple of squeezes to this. Again, things like garlic and onion, it's best that you use your judgment. You know how garlicky or oniony or how spicy you like a dish. So use your judgment. That's about how much I put in here. So what is that, about a teaspoon? This is a 16-ounce package of the ground beef. I did use about 4 ounces for another recipe. So this is about 12 ounces. Okay, so this is a 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. This one is the basil and garlic with oregano. I'm not going to use all of it, so I'm going to use about half because this is not a lot of meat. If you are using more meat, by all means add more tomatoes. With cooking, unless it's baking, you can kind of just use your preference. With baking, it has to be down to a science to make sure that you're going to come out with a product that is edible. But with cooking, you can really just get in here and do your own thing. Okay, so we're going to mix this in. We're building our flavors up. This smells really, really, really good. I'm gonna add in that Sazon tropical packet. I love this because it has just all the right flavors into it. I love it. So it says here, 1 packet per half pound of beef. So we're using more than a pound of beef, so that's fine. But that is really all the sodium that I am gonna add outside of the sauce. And I did try to pick a authentic home style sauce that it is not overwhelmed with salt. Okay, so we're doing our home style ragu, thick and hearty. Again, use any pasta sauce that you would like. I picked this because it's lower in calories and lower in carbohydrates. You can always add your flavor to it. And I used about 3/4 of a jar. If I need more in after I let this simmer, then I'll just always add it in. This tastes good already. I did add about another tablespoon of garlic powder and another tablespoon of onion powder to this. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon of my sugar alternative. I'll show you the one that I'm using. Again, I am doing low carb. If you're doing a regular diet, you can add a teaspoon of regular sugar, but again, that is optional. I want to cut the acidity in the sauce. Looks like a lot, but it really is not a lot. Okay, so this is the natural sweetener that I am using. Low carb, no aftertaste, no additives. I got this from Amazon, but I'm sure that you can get this from Whole Foods, anywhere you shop. Not this particular brand, but the natural sweetener. So I'm gonna add in a teaspoon, just to cut the acidity. We don't want it to make it sweet, but we wanna cut the acidity a little bit. So I didn't use all of the canned tomatoes like I showed you. Get a good old hefty bag. Make sure that it's sealed and pop this right into your freezer. And then you can use this for another recipe on another day. I have a notepad right outside of my refrigerator freezer. So just jot yourself like a little note that you have tomatoes in the freezer. So you don't go out and double buy, because I know that I do that and then I end up with a bunch of stuff in my pantry. For 2019, I'm cutting back on all the excess. So this can go in your freezer and be used at a later date. Oh, it is February 27. So at least I know that I have tomatoes in the freezer, so I don't buy them again. So I don't have to tell you, the longer that you simmer a sauce, the better it will be. The tomatoes start to break down, the onions become more translucent, the sweetener that I added in there, it will marry with everything else. The onions, just the garlic, the meat becomes tender. So put a lid on that, let it simmer, and we'll be back. Okay, so I have a skillet in the back heated up with a little olive oil. And then we're gonna add in our butternut squash spirals. You can use zucchini spirals, whatever veggies you would like. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss these around so that they cook up before adding them in with the sauce. But not too much, because we're gonna place that in the oven. And I find the butternut squash holds up better because with the zucchini, it tends to get a little watery. And once we add the sauce to this, it's really gonna take on a look of pasta. We're gonna add our cheese to that, add a little, if you had fresh basil, add some of that to this as well. And we're just gonna do like a spaghetti pie kind of casserole rich situation. So we're just gonna give this a light toss. If you want to, you can go ahead and drizzle some of that same cooking oil that we had. I'm not gonna add any more oil to this because we're gonna have cheese. All right, so we got our veggie noodles going. Our sauce is simmering. Our oven is preheated to 375. Now let me get my baking dish together. And I'm gonna spray that with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray. Okay, so we're getting there, but I think what will help this along is just a tad bit of water. Probably about 2 teaspoons of water just to create a little steam. So I'm gonna add that in. Handful of telling you guys measurement. So this is a 1/4 cup of water. I'm not gonna use all of it. So that's the most liquid that we will use, is a 1/4 cup. Okay, so it's simmering. Before we add it into the sauce. So this is ready now to meet our sauce. We're gonna combine everything, and this is the baking plate that I'm gonna put it into. I'm gonna spray this with some cooking spray and load everything back into our casserole dish, and I'll be back. So that looks like spaghetti and meat sauce and good flavors. I'm gonna put some cheese on top of this and bake it. This is gonna be so good. So I can go in and add a little bit more of the spiralized noodles. So I'm gonna cook the last little bit that was left and add that in. All right, so our pan. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add our cheese on top. Again, add as much as or as little as you would like. And we'll place that into our 375-degree oven. Ready for the oven. So let's go ahead and spoon into it. That's the moment of truth. That looks like pasta noodles to me. I'm gonna serve this with a garlic cheddar mug bread. Let me know if you want me to do a video on the mug bread, and I will surely do that for you. All right, so there is the finished product of our unspaghetti. And alongside of this, I have a 90-second mug bread cheddar bay biscuit. Low carb. I'll have the recipe for the mug bread down below, as well as the ingredients for the unspaghetti down below. As always, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell on the way out to get notified when we drop the next video. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share, and comment, and hit that bell on the way out to make sure that you are up to date on all of our latest videos. See you soon.